Your boy got a tripod. So this is the hood latch. This is the old one. I'm gonna replace it. This is gonna be some questionable camera angles, but let's see what we can do. There we go. Those just pull off. As far as I'm aware, it's this. Can it even see? There are. Good camera angle. There are. Let me just take the thing off the tripod, honestly. That'd be easier to see. There's a bolt right there, a bolt right there, and then a bolt right there, which I could probably reach just by taking the top of the airbox off, but I think I could probably reach that with a wrench, actually. These are all 10mm. Quality of content is increasing, I promise. That's what this tripod's for. I'm going to also unmount the reservoir. Careful not to bend or break any of these hoses. I'm also going to play the game of, let's see how much of this I can do with it. But I'm messing up with the speech already. Can I do this with taking off as little as possible? This is just the hood latch, and it was so much more freed up at the LKQ for obvious reasons. Can I just like move this a little bit? Or did I just put that in my pocket? Oh, I don't even know where I just put that bolt. Seriously, where did I put that? Did I put that on the floor? I did put it. Okay, I'm smart. I put everything in my toolbox. Just gonna unmount the reservoir, unmount the top of the airbox, or the bottom of the airbox. So that can freely move. This can freely move. All this for a hood latch, really? That one, that piece right there, and then there's the other airbox mounter is already unmounted. Oh, that. The reservoir is kind of in the way. I'm gonna have to undo the battery too. Gonna undo my battery as well, so that way I can take the mass airflow sensor out, or at least the top of the air. Yeah, I'm gonna unplug the mass airflow sensor. Almost no need to, but geez, that's annoying. Yeah, these screws don't hold that in place because the thing is just like not there at all. Just put that right down there, so I could then take. This is being more involving than I thought it would. 10mm. But what else am I gonna do today? My damn homework? No. How hot's the engine? Still fairly hot. I'll try to do my idle air control valve on here as well. Not in this video. But, need that to move out of the way. That can go undone. That can move. These are custom lines, by the way. Can you see that? You can. These black hoses aren't custom. I made those. I bought hoses and then I cut them to length. Same with the ones that are on the top of the airbox right there. That's a custom hose. It's just to get rid of an evap leak, which was because of the gas cap, so almost not needed. That needs to flex off. Thank you very much. Top of the airbox removed. And just clean out your air filter while you're here. Air filter is still very clean. Canon air filter, by the way. Airbox on the inside is clean as well. Perfect. And the airbox isn't mounted on anything, but I should be really careful with this. Oh, perfect, actually. Perfect angle. What the heck? this without the extension now. Make sure you don't mess with the hoses going down here, because whenever I was messing with the airbox one time, I forgot what I was doing specifically, but I broke the pipe for the, I think the return line for the radiator, and had to replace the radiator. So now get your 10mm on here. There's this bolt, there's one below, and there's one right above. And I just a little more. If I really have to get the wrench, I'll have to get the wrench for that. Alright, that's fine, I'll get the wrench for that. I swear these were, yeah, these are 10. It's gonna take a while. This is all in one recording. It's nice. This is also me just experimenting with the tripod. Like I bought the tripod back, well, like a few years back, but I think I lost one part of it, and then now I found both parts of it. So, well, I dropped the bolt, but it's in a good spot. Where is it? Oh, it's on top of the subframe now. Okay, that could stay there. Screw you. I have new bolts anyways. I see what it's on top of the subframe. I don't want to grab it right now. Alright, I may not be able to get that other one, but whatever. I admit it would be a little easier to remove the reservoir, and well, there's a leaf in my intake manifold. That's crazy. Let me clean that out on here. Not my intake manifold, my airbox. Whoops. There's one of the nuts. Can I grab this leaf? Give me the leaf. Give me the leaf. I want the leaf. But if I thought you have to screw off, how do I get that leaf? And now the leaf is in the airbox. Thank you. Nope. Come on. Give me a leaf. Hey. Please. Let me. Oh, perfect. Right here. I wonder how well this is coming in on camera. Zoom in 8 minutes for me to do this? Wow. Y'all probably getting a lot of shots of my hair right now. It's fine. There we go. Gotcha. And then the fun part, this now comes out, but then there's also the cable to deal with. So what I like to do is, where is it? What'd I do? Where's my needles? I will take the spring off of the first end to make it easier to pull this apart. Now, are we gonna zoom in here? We are gonna zoom in. Nope. And then the cable can just go around the little hook. I'm just bad at this. There we go. It's a steel cable. Gosh darn it, why does it have, there we go. Cable went around, and the cable just pops out of the place on this one. Oh, come on, give me. Thank you. Here we go, old head latch. Zoom out a weeny bit. I mean, it kind of worked, but it had a lot of play in it, and it's also very rusty. The new one not new, but like no play in it. Simple click. Let's get a thumbnail shot, shall we? Let me connect the spring for a good thumbnail shot. There we go. Perfect. And now the old one will go in same way, but in the reverse way. Bam. And then for one, let me grab the bolt down here. That fell onto the subframe. Gotcha. And then let me show y'all. Did I put it all here? Yeah, I did. Here's all the hardware that just came off. Not bad, they could be refreshed, but here's the hardware that I got with the hood latch. Not the nicest thing on camera, but in person it is a lot better. And now, just put everything back in reverse order. Going to put the one on the side here first. Reverse thread it, so that way you can feel the click. And make sure it's not cross-threading. There's the click. Now I know the threads are lined up. And just tighten it. I love the parts of your projects, no matter what you're doing, where you just switch the ratchet from loosening to tightening because you know you replaced the part and gotta put it all back. Just something small like this, like the hood latch. Even though there's some stuff to take out, I like it. It's fun to do stuff like this. Now, I'm gonna make sure it's like close to tightening. I'm not gonna tighten it down all the way yet, because I want to put even pressure on all three. No thread locker or anything required, but like, just want to make sure it goes in nicely. There we go. Tightened well enough, or not well enough at all actually, but tightened. And then now that this thing has a little bit of play in it, so I'm going to put the one in on the side next and on the left here, but I need to pull the hood latch in order to do that. So then I can thread this in. That's cross threading. That's why we reverse thread things. That way we don't cross thread it. There we go. Reservoir needs to move a little bit, not a lot. My head was probably in the way for a lot of this, I'm sorry. This video is mainly to test out my tripod. Alright, I did not tighten that one down all the way, so now we're going to take the third one. A little bit harder to reach, but that's alright. Just going to put it down here. Gonna try to reverse thread it. Yep, reverse threaded, perfect. And then now it just goes in. We got it lined up correctly. First try, heck yes. And then I'm going to fully tighten this one down as much as I can. These ones were actually on by a lot of force for 10mm bolts. I'm not gonna tighten these down to infinity and beyond, but like the old hardware was a little bit rusty, so I'm gonna make sure these are snug at the very least. I will find ways to use the tripod in the future to make it look nice and presentable. Snug. And this one, snug. And this one's the harder one to reach, but I can manage. Oh, that one wasn't tight at all. Snug, but not all the way snug. And then now, final push. Nope. I'm gonna go till it doesn't give me any resistance. Until it gives me a lot of resistance. Like that. Perfect. And then this one. Perfect. Don't want to strip the threads. And then this one. Perfect. Not too snug, not loose at all. Tiny bit of play, but not an issue. Alright. I went back inside to grab a few extra things. Down here, we have the carb clean. I need to redo that, like the air control valve is basically what I'm trying to say here. Like, you'll see what I mean in just a second. Perfect. Also, this is the little square nut with a bolt that is supposed to mount one of the valve on the. These are like one of the air valves. I forget. It's been a while since I worked on this system, so I forget what it's actually called. But like this little square nut gets mounted onto the bottom part of the air box, and I can actually reach it from here, thankfully. Like right there, I think. And then this. Is it supposed to go right there? Where's it supposed to go? I'll figure that out in just a moment. I took the hose off of it. I don't think you could buy this brand anymore, but I just bought some black silicone hoses. Had some hose clamps with it. But I cut this to size before, but I didn't have a way to mount it on the airbox before. There's a little valve down here. I think it's the EGR valve. I could be wrong. Okay. I got this valve right here that is supposed to mount like right here. I don't know which way it's supposed to mount, but it's supposed to mount. I already put the little square bolt in the spot that's supposed to go. I'm just trying to get the nut lined up so that way it can at least be mounted. That goes right through there. I don't care which way it faces, just go in the hole. Just go in the hole. I don't care which way you face, just go in the hole. Gosh dang it. I want to keep on doing that, I don't want to mess with them. I'm just going to get this part off camera. I took both vacuum lines off and I mounted the valve. It was a little stupid, but I don't know if these are like lengthwise anymore. So I'm going to hook this one up to the charcoal canister side, which is the one facing outward. And then the one facing downward, I think I'm going to use the... I gotta figure out which hose to use for each one. I should still do this off camera. Alright, that took a while to do. I'm gonna get the hose clamps and everything back on. I've done it, I did it. Wait, no, this one goes on, they're probably both the same hardware, but like this one goes to the airbox. I'm going to do the idler control valve while I'm sitting here. So I just got tiring real quick. Let me just tighten this for now. I know where everything goes, don't worry. I've taken this apart many times. Fun. And then I'm just gonna make sure it's in a good spot before I tighten it down. There we go. Then get the one for the coolant reservoir. Lots of rusty nuts and bolts. But they work, so I'm not gonna do anything about it. Coolant reservoir's in spot. I haven't even tested the hood latch yet, that'll be later. I have more room to get to the idler control valve from right here, so I'm going to do that. Unplug the valve, push the harness out of the way a little bit, and then I'm going to get the bits that I showed in the other video. I'm going to loosen the idler control valve. Right now I have it with red and tacky grease, but oh shit, I don't want to strip it. This is a T20. I grabbed the T20, yeah. I tried to do a better job at not stripping it out. I just suck at this apparently. Oh oh. I dropped the T20. Ah! Stop! Oh, where'd I drop the bit? Gosh dang, I dropped the bit. Let's get a good zoom in on that real quick. Got the 2 screws out and bam. I tried lubricating it with red and tacky grease. Did not work. Let's see how freely this spins. She spins kind of freely. I still want to use this. I don't know why they waved to me. Got my can of carb cleaner here. May need to go get a paper towel to finish this off. So what I'm doing now is, oh, you can actually kind of see that from here. What the heck? Maybe you could get a closer shot. Where's the camera? Chef's kiss, beautiful shot. Oh my goodness, you maybe be able to see me more than the valve, but like, this is the valve. I could really spin it. I got as much of the red tacky greases off as I could. I got this 3-in-1 oil. I got this from Ace Hardware for like $5. It's on Amazon for like 5 to 6. I don't know. And then just like spraying some oil in there, spinning the bearing. Spins freely. That's good. We'll just like keep at this for just a moment. I want to try to spin it while that valve can have to move. Spin it while oiling it. Spins a lot more freely. You know, that has proper lubrication in there. I'm gonna take my towel. This wasn't the most worst case scenario. I have to get the other valve. Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna leave that there. Not gonna leave that there forever. And then I'm gonna take the actual valve, the motor, and then just put a little oil in there. It's a motor after all. I gotta oil it. Worst case scenario, I just go get the other motor, other idler motor. Wow, this is fun. Good thing I grabbed 2 paper towels because, geez, it's really freaking dirty over here. Then you want to line the fork piece up. Like, can you see that? Yeah, the little fork piece around the throttle body cable, that little black part sticking out of the brass part. You want to make sure that faces up. Not drop your damn motor. And then just, nope, it spins too freely now. Well, this only fits in. If I could even get it in, that'd be great. There we go. I forgot the O-ring. Gosh darn it. I have the O-ring in a safe spot. Should I? It's not holding any liquids in. It's only holding solid particles out. So I'll just try to fit it. I cleaned up the O-ring, but I don't think I need to grease it at all. Just make sure it fits on there. Oh, it's already getting oiled up just from existing. It's crazy. Make sure the O-ring is on there. That doesn't spin anymore. That's great. It's crazy. Alright, I got the bearing spinning again. Hopefully for the last time. I don't want to have to do this again, but I will if I have to. And I'm just going to tighten this valve, reverse thread the screw. Do I even have the screw lined up? I don't even have the screw lined up. This is a stupid fit. This is a very stupid fit. This one actually threads in very easily. Oil up the motor, oil up the valve. I don't need to drop that again. That was the last time I get to drop that. And then let me wipe off my hands. I like how this is just all one camera recording. I'm gonna keep it that way. And then let me get the other screw on there. So in this video, I replaced the hood latch. I cleaned out the idle air control valve for hopefully the last time. I technically cleaned out my airbox from one leaf, but we don't speak about it. That threading in, yep, that's perfect. And I mounted one of my evap valves, the one that goes directly to the charcoal canister. I mounted it properly. Like, it was in there and it was working just fine, but just like it wasn't mounted on the airbox, so I was missing the mounting piece for it. Don't know where it went. Can't remember if it was ever there to begin with, but it was gone, so I replaced it. And off camera, there was a nut holding the power steering feed line. Someone's car's going off. So I had to get that nut and I mounted that, but that's not really important because like it was still there regardless. I almost just dropped my bits. I'm not tightening this too snug, just snug enough, honestly. Hope this will work. The guy in the Ride 4 video used sewing oil to lubricate his, except he also had to add an upward. He was able to gravity feed the bearing. I don't want to take the idler. I don't want to take the entire thing off. It's on there. Plug that in. I hope it just stays like that now. Alright. Now let's take a step back and start putting everything back together. I don't know if I'll. No, I'm not even gonna put this into my computer, so I'm not even going to put it into the editing software. This is being recorded on my phone and is going to be uploaded through my phone. Sounds like a Minecraft anvil right there. Also, I out of a Pontiac Vive GT from that junkyard I got. Where'd I put it? Here it is. I'm gonna clean it off first, plus that's the wrong battery terminal, but this thing. Finding this OEM is either impossible or a superseded part, because, yeah, found this in one piece. I don't think there's a negative version of this, just a positive, but, yeah, snag that. I think the last thing to go on is the top piece of the airbox. Also, these screw holes for the mass airflow sensor are stripped, both of them. So my mass airflow sensor is just in there by hopes and dreams. Make sure there's nothing in the airbox. Make sure the air filter's cleaned out. Clean out as much as I can get it cleaned out. Make sure your butterfly valve isn't stuck. Mine isn't. Ah. Right. Make sure that hose is supposed to be there. Make sure nothing else is in the way. Air intake hose, if you would, that'd be great. I gotta line this up properly. Is that? Now it is. I think now it is. Nope, not now it is at all. Wrong. Or am I wrong? I feel like sometimes it would be way easier to just have like one of those short ram intakes, but those look weird to me. I don't like those. I like the stock airbox. It makes things easier. Plus, if you were to get that, you would need the heat shield to accompany it. I don't want to make or buy a heat shield, or in this case a cold shield, since it's supposed to make sure the heat from the engine doesn't get into this. Let me mount this valve afterward. Let me fish my way down here for the hose from the other valve, which I hope it will work facing downward now. And well, I mean, it was just literally dangling before, so it's bound to at least work better now in some sense. Get there's a tiny air intake hose. Put the tiny air intake hose on the tiny tube. They're both down here. They're both together. I don't know how well the camera's picking up any of this, but we ball. I'm gonna do some cable management here, PC gamer style. I'm gonna get god dang, I dropped it. I'm gonna get this vacuum valve. Come here, you. Going to put it around the wires, and then I'm just gonna push that on. Now this one doesn't even need a hose clamp, but I added a hose clamp to it because I wanted to. I think it looks nice. Also, why not? And then this wiring harness can go down there, and bam. This does not click, and that's on me. I really need to replace that, but every single time I come across one, it just snaps. The other one, let me just make sure that's clicked into place. I'm pretty sure I clicked it, but just to be sure. Ah, jeez. Just to be sure. push. Yep, it's on there. That goes on there. I don't think this gets mounted by a screw. It may, but it just physically like fits right in the airbox right there. That's fine. That pushes on. There's also this other clamp in the back right here. It's supposed to get mounted, but I don't think it reaches mine ever. It should. Honestly, it should, but it don't. Wonder why. Can I even get to that? I really wish that would just like. Let me try it. It's not happening. So, oh no, I don't need to step on that. Please don't let me step on that again. Here's the mass airflow sensor. I didn't step on this. The 2 screws are in there with it. That's nice. Hope I don't have to clean the valve out. There's no point even screwing it in since it's. Bam. No, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna screw it in. I gotta mess the tools down. I wouldn't even call it a mess of tools. I'd call it an organization of tools. Because it's not messy at all. It's just I keep my things organized even when working. Turn this down as much as I possibly can. Even though the screw holes are stripped, I tried to make new threads. Yeah, that's definitely stripped. That does not tighten down at all. But my airflow sensor's in. It's all in. Get out of my engine bay. Am I missing anything? Nothing left in the airbox. I got all the paper towel bits. Yeah. So now we're gonna put the battery back on. After, oh yeah, I lost my T20 bit. It's great, I lost it. Gearbox nice and mounted. And then let me grab my those pliers. I get to hold this in place. I tighten this. That set's loosening. That set's loosening. Gosh dang it. I thought that was tightening. Put the engine bay cover back on. Just like it's just this part right up here. Can you see that, camera? Yeah, just this part right up here that goes underneath the headlight. Kind of annoying sometimes to get it in there, but it also goes around the head latch. Yeah, it just goes under the headlight. I hate this part so much. You, I hate you. You, I hate. Get in there. Alright, ignore that. That's a tiny bit of play, but it's not as much as the old one. Worst case scenario, I end up restoring it, but I don't have the tools to take it apart. So now it's into the thing. I don't want to slam it, not yet at least. Oh, it'll just slam though. Ooh, that felt great. Ooh. And then just bam. And then just ooh. Feels nice. Wait a minute, that feels so good actually. I like that. I like the fact that it looks old but not rusty. So now let's start it up and see what happens. So fun, I love doing this. Cold start? Yeah. gosh, that was so perfect. The engine RPMs stayed at 1500 exactly, didn't fluctuate up or down a little bit. I really hope I don't have to take that on. I do not want to mess with the coolant system. I do not want to take that valve off. I bought a new gasket for the idle air control valve just in case I had to. I do not want to mess with that. And then the cherry on top. That is so nice that hood latch works so well. Oh my goodness, and I'm so happy I did that. The idle is nice. I forgot something. Actually, yeah. Let me do that with the camera rolling. So like, now that I think about it, the bearing for the idle air control valve was kind of working, but I think it was mainly the motor on the inside that needed to be oiled up. Because it wasn't giving any codes. It only gives codes whenever it's either not functioning or it's unplugged. The only way I was able to get it to give me a code was whenever it was unplugged, and that just means the engine RPMs weren't changing whenever it was sending a signal to the valve. That looks so nice, actually. I really wanted to, before installing it, resprayed this part of it, but at the same time, I kind of don't want to. It's not meant to be a show car or anything. I probably will decorate the engine bay one day. That's going to be on the list whenever I decorate the engine bay, if I ever do. Now it's just maintenance. And tomorrow, that left AC line there has a dent in it. And I have a low AC line to do. Just trying to get a breather right now. One more time. Get that oil out of there. One more time. That sounded and felt beautiful. Compared to the old hood latch slam, like for the past few days I haven't been able to slam it closed since I think the hood latch just got bad enough to not do that, but like that felt great to do just now. Thank you for watching, like and subscribe.